Okay, just doing some repairs on the derby car here. I wasn't going to show you how to change an upper control arm because it's kind of basic and there's some things that you do wrong, you could hurt yourself. But anyways, what actually I was going to show you here is, let's turn it the way we can see I did. Anyways, go over a few things here. Never run I personally never run a right brake because the caliper and wheel can get locked up when the tire gets bent. And I'll just show you, I just cut it with the torch. I've never broken a spindle, even on an 80s car. My brother has, but he doesn't cut the thing off, so I don't know. I don't know if I don't dump water or anything on it afterwards. I just cut it. You can see the burn mark on the rotor there. Anyways, I was going to also show you my other trick. The way I get the height out of my cars is, if you look here, this is a 79. I just picked it up at the wrecking yard, and it's actually 79 Impala, but any 77 later. You notice this spot here, it's about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. This is where your height comes from, or height, whatever. There's no H in it, I don't know. But anyways, a normal 70s Impala, this is pretty much straight. There's very little spacing there. What this allows it to do, I know you're just going to say issues with the shock, but you can get longer shocks from different years. I forget that. Once I remember that, I'll tell you someday. But anyways, what this does is it drops it, because this is where your stop normally is. Some people take out the rubber and that's all they do. I take out the rubber and use these, because this drops the ball joint that much lower, and you can kick your springs out. I've showed you that trick before. Is where you kick the spring out to here and you jam stuff behind it, or you weld the spring in place so the spring is out farther, putting more pressure on the lower control arm and basically increasing its spring rate in a way by changing the geometry of it. But anyways, yeah, then you do this. This will get you about 2 more inches on a front end height on the 71 to 76 Impalas. Which is strange, because I know a lot of people say it sounds like baloney to me, because everyone knows that a 77 later GM sits factory stock so much lower than a 71 through 76. And yeah, I don't know what they do frame wise, why those cars sit so low, because this trick, this is already on the cars, and it'll have the opposite effect if you have to put 70 stuff on those cars. It'll even make the car even lower. But you can do the same trick on those cars, kicking out the springs and stuff. I think what the difference is and why this is like that, if I remember right, and now that I think about it, on that Buick I just ran, there's nothing under here. But on the late model cars, and I've actually thought about cutting them out, there's an actual stop built in that's actually welded to the frame. I think that's the difference. But it's like I said, I don't have one to look at right now. But anyways, there's one of the tricks. I'm just changing out all my suspension, because this car, if you've seen any of the pictures on Facebook, reverse gear on Facebook, this tire was way like that, way laid in, and then the other tire is the same way, but it's pointing outwards. And the reason the one over there is pointing outwards is the lower control arm is just destroyed. I'm getting ready to change that, and I'll go there and show you. I guess I could just go over there and show you a photo of that, but yeah, it's destroyed. That's took me further to figure out why that side was sitting so low. Of course, the wheels turn the wrong way. Hey, look, it steers now. For how long, right? I don't know if you can see it. This thing is bent up. It should be way down here. This is actually pretty straight, and what's happened is this is bent up and this here is bent down. It's twisted like that, so it's just destroyed, and that's why my car is sitting so low on this side, because that ball joint being up practically 2 to 4 inches, it's just pushed the whole spindle and everything in it, so it doesn't matter what the spring rate's doing. You can see my limiting chain is tight, so it's not like, the spring's up, the spring is all the way down, and this tire, when it's sitting on the ground and turned right, is rubbing the fender. So, but anyways, I'll take care of that, and it looks like my ball joint's busted loose, but that's what I'm doing. These ball joints have been through 7 derbies and been beating the tar out. I've already placed all the steering And I'm just going through this control arms junk, placing ball joints, upper control arms, just to make the front end fresh, allow it to take some more hits. And that is about it, because you can see the same, let's just call it 80 style swing control arm over here. But anyways, there you go. And I'll get back to you later.